Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Thank you guys for tuning in to another Thursday of Culture Club Live Virtual Edition. Yeah! As usual, we have Martel Starr with us. Miss Olivia is incognito, and Corday is missing in action. You know, this is usually how it works.
Per
Usually
usual.
Martel is with me on time, and Olivia is late, and then Corday follows right after with the lateness. So I'm not sure how it's going to be today, but we have a couple things to talk about. But before we discuss these topics, Sir Martel, let everybody know what's going on in your world currently. I see some flashing lights behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, they still shooting fireworks. Like, can we talk about how I believe that fireworks is a conspiracy from the government?
Oh, come on, conspiracy.
Like, I truly believe like the government has like placed like they because I've even seen places where it's like fireworks way like literally like mid June were like fireworks buy one get two free. And it's like I ain't never seen no stuff like that before. Where I feel like the government is now like, planning fireworks, and they got all these people shooting fireworks off. So when they start doing mass killings, no one knows like they're like, oh, it's the fireworks, and it's like people getting shot up.
Oh, okay. I never thought of it like that, but you know.
No, I'm being yeah. I listen.
Outside of the fireworks flying from your window, what's going on in your world? I mean, you got music out. How's the music doing? You out of state. You're not even in Georgia again because you stays traveling. I'm
Oh my
only
god.
witness. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I ain't super traveling because coronavirus. What's up? Maybe that was for you because I don't know him. But what's up? But yeah, like I'm out right now. Right now, I'm out in DC for my best friend's birthday, which is tomorrow. Shout out to my best friend Donald. I'll be wanting to say the N word, but I'm trying to keep it cute. But yeah, I dropped my single Flex. It's on all music media platforms. So you can go listen to Flex right now after Culture Club. I'm shooting a video top of August, so I'm super excited about that. I have some new music coming out soon, so I'm just trying to stay busy. Plus, for energy, my web series on ACTV. We start filming again soon, so I'm trying to stay busy.
All right, all right, all right. And Jamar Wilson, I don't know what I did for me to have to stop, but
oh my God, Jamar does not like me no more. Jamar was super on my team last week, and then he just stopped.
Oh, all right.
Like,
Well,
I said something like I said something about defunding the police, and he was over me.
okay. Okay. Well, I don't know about all of that. And then we have Miss Wakanda here with us tonight. I'm loving it. Yes, indeed. Flexing her black skin. Looking so ever double dose of chocolate. Miss Olivia. What's going on, girl? Why you late, girl? Why you late, friend? Why you late, friend?
So what had happened was, on Thursdays I have football practice. So I was out and I was at football practice, and then I had to take a shower because
Okay. Mind you, she was like, y'all better be here at 9 o'clock. Y'all better be here at 9 o'clock. No other time. No other time. We here at 9 o'clock in Dermara.
She was saying,
right.
So what happened was,
right.
but go ahead, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Controversy, Mr. Corday. He said he was going to be here at 9 o'clock, but it is past
late.
COVID-19 is ravaging LA right now. I'm thinking about getting a plastic suit to wear. LA isn't the only place. LA isn't the only place. Olivia!
Oh my God, what happened?
He's going off into a fantasy. I don't know. You going off into a fantasy, Mark?
I don't know what I did to that man to make him feel so strongly about me. Martel only has one L though.
Yes, you better come on with it.
You're gonna say my name. Say it right. Oh, I hate that he. I don't know what happened. One day, like yesterday, he was super with, or last week he was super with me. He was like, "Oh, like folks is really on me." And then I said, "Defund the police," and he completely he was done with me.
So Jamar Wilson, what's going on with
But thank
that?
you so much for tuning in. That's I super appreciate it.
You can definitely type that up, and we'll talk about that. But I do want to get into these topics real quick. And no problem, Christopher Taylor, for the awesome birthday
Hi,
video.
Chris.
Shout out to you again. Happy birthday, and many more. Many
Happy birthday, Chris.
more.
Happy birthday.
So the first topic that I want to discuss real quick. Everybody's getting all crazy. There are some supporters and there are some non-supporters of Megan the Stallion and Cardi B dropping new music. Apparently, it was rumored to be tomorrow, and they're in LA right now shooting a video. Those are the rumors. How do we feel about Megan the Stallion, who is supposed to be, according to the fans, a barb, and who apparently had beef with Cardi B, now potentially making a song with Cardi B? How do we feel about that? Child, this girl here.
Olivia looks so stressed and over it.
Martel, how do you feel?
Um, I Megan's allowed to make music with whoever she wants to. Like no shade. Like Cardi B is still Cardi B. So again, business wise, it's not a bad move. Like people are going to enjoy a song from. People are going to enjoy a song. These fireworks are they're going to enjoy a song from Megan and Cardi. However, personally, I don't like the idea of it. I don't particularly care for Cardi as an artist. But I guess again on the business side of it, it's gonna be a great move. It'll still be a good song no matter what. I'm gonna still listen to it, but I mean, Megan gonna wash her. I know that. Megan gonna leave that girl alive.
Olivia, you just seem to be like over it. Are you over the thought? Like, what's?
Like, who cares? Oh my God. Are we like, I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe I'm aged out of this conversation.
Well, you better be 58. I love it. You better be 58. I love it.
Like, are we really going to sit here and say that this is
Yeah, because it's current topic.
God.
Mm-hmm. It is current topic. Yes, indeed. And I don't think that Miss Megan Thee Stallion needs to do a song with Cardi B. I think Megan is definitely hot without Cardi B. And I don't know. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion being a person that writes her raps versus being on a song with someone that does not, in the whole rap thing, it kind of doesn't. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it slant. I don't know. Well, we know you Barty gang. You Barty gang, Olivia. So we know you.
I'm not Barty gang. I like Cardi B. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Meg the Stallion. I don't understand why when it comes into the space of the women, there has to only be one. We can have so many
a million men
who are like great in hip hop, but we don't sit there and pit them against each other. But with the women, it needs like there's only one. Like Megan has her own lane, Cardi has her own lane. They can coexist. They can come together. I love Megan. I love City Girls. I have a different kind of feeling with Nicki because I grew with Nicki. I just grew away from Nicki because Nicki hasn't grown with me. Like she's still doing like Tekashi 6ix9ine trolls and that dumb shit. And I wanted her to grow up. She has so much more talent than she is exhibiting. And so, I mean, she's doing it for a bag. Let her live.
So you're mad at Nicki because she did a song with Takashi?
No, I'm mad at Nicki because for the last 2 years, and I've never changed my tune. I have said I want Nicki to graduate. Like she's still in high school. Like I want Nicki to elevate because I know that she is far more intelligent in her lyrical ability, in her just regular everyday conversation. Nicki Onika Mirage is like selling herself short. She is such a phenomenal woman. And I understand that she is working with this formula of attempting to make money. But at some point in time, I want her to push past this and really work in her art form and work in, you know, leaving a presence. She's already done all the accolades. Leave a legacy behind that's outside of how many records you could sell.
Okay.
That's what Beyonce did. Beyonce said, okay, I sold records. Now let me leave a platform. Let me leave something that my children will be proud of me for. Let me push the envelope. Let me leave the world better than I found it. That's my expectation, or that's what I'm expecting Nicki to do, and she hasn't.
Okay, there we go. I was wondering what was going on with you, Martell. You was frozen for a bit. I was like, what happened?
Oh no, I was just sitting there listening.
Oh, okay. It was. I was like, what's going on?
I was really enamored in that.
Okay. Yeah, so you know, even though she's 58, she does have an opinion about the topic. She just chooses not to discuss too much.
58.
I mean, friend, you try.
Olivia.
Oh, I think there's talking about Nicki or something. I'm like, first off, y'all be trying to play Nicki about her age when she ain't. She's not old. Like
no, Nicki.
And neither is Olivia.
Wait,
Nicki Minaj is like 36 or 35.
I'm not saying old, but Nicki Minaj is older than her counterparts that are popping.
Yeah. Yeah. She's 35 or 36.
36. She's 37. She's only 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
She's the oldest popping artist right now.
And she should continue to be. But I'm not saying like overall she's not old though. Like 36 is not old at all.
Wait, okay. What? Huh? E. Travis 50. Help me out. Now, can you all answer my question I had last stream about pro-blacks on YouTube saying they don't support the Black Lives Matter because they believe it's a gay agenda movement? How I have not heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about either.
Help me, walk me through it. But let's be clear. Patrice is one of the founders. She's a lesbian. Excuse me. She recognizes herself as being a part of the LGBT community. So,
but that could play into what he's saying, where people are saying it's a part of the gay agenda movement because the founder is a part of the gay agenda. I don't know. I've never heard that.
But I'm gonna need y'all to go and look at your history. Because if y'all don't know who Bayard Rustin is, if y'all don't, I'm not gonna put Nikki Giovanni out there, but I am. If y'all don't know who Nikki Giovanni is, Angela Davis, there are a lot of Black people, and same that I'm not even just coming to my mind right now. There are a lot of Black power players who were in the forefront and a lot in the background of the civil rights movement, and they're gay. And their agenda was not only to push civil rights specifically for Black people, but also, or people of color, excuse me, but also to liberate the LGBTQIA plus community.
But what he's saying is he's not saying that gay people weren't a part of this particular movement that we're in now. He's saying that.
I'm addressing if he is saying that there's the pro-Black people on YouTube saying that, I'm addressing them, not him.
Okay.
I'm saying if that is the case, then they need to do their history of how the movements continued on and what's the BFD if that is the situation. And we can't focus on all of that. Like we got to
BFD. What's the BFD? Come on, BFD. I love that. What's the big fucking D all right?
What is?
Yes.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm like,
oh, I had to trademark that. That was cute.
I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm sitting here looking at my one hand that is 5,000 shades lighter than my face.
Right. Lil Wayne had an interview with 50 Cent, and 50 Cent came on Lil Wayne's podcast. It was basically expressing how, you know, things work for him in his life regarding Black women. You know, he's had some unsuccessful situations occur with Black women. We know of one famous one, Miss Vivica Fox. And
Did
so,
I hear what I had to say?
so, hold on. And so, what had happened was he came out of his mouth and said that, I'm paraphrasing, but that when he likes to date outside of the race because non-Black women are exotic. And anytime he dates an exotic chick, Black women get mad at him. So we have a Black woman on the panel. How do you feel about Black men saying that non-Black women are exotic?
Well, I'm first going to talk about Curtis. And I'm going to say that Curtis has difficulty because Curtis is quite closeted. And so what happens is that unfortunately for Curtis, a lot of Black women, and that's not his fault, a lot of Black women haven't yet become comfortable with dating a man that's fluid sexually. So he can't be his full self in a relationship with a Black woman who isn't yet comfortable being in a relationship with a man who is sexually fluid. And that's not his fault.
We're going to say allegedly. That's what we're going to say.
I'm not fucking saying that. Can come from my Black ass.
I'm not saying allegedly.
So why are we saying allegedly? Do you know him personally?
A person who is closely connected to me, who says that they have had relations. And so that man, whether he wants to admit it or not, is fluid. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. And when he wants to have relationships with Black women who are not yet comfortable with dating a Black man that is fluid, it becomes challenging because Black women are going to challenge you in this space. And Black women are just naturally, in certain environments, not going to let things slide because we have to defend ourselves, because more often than not, we're not defended. So we're going to hold you to a different standard because we're always at the attack. So we're not really going to coddle you too much. We're going to be direct. And our expectations are greater than maybe our non-Black counterparts. And that's just that on that.
All right. Well, come on with it. Okay. All right. Olivia, did he say he top or bottom?
No, he bottom. Not Curtis. No, my friend.
You understand? I was like, oh, it's getting real heavy, real.
No, I'm saying my friend said he bottom. Like that. My friend was the bottom, not the top.
Okay.
Martell is caught in a rapture. Moving on. Atlanta masks are now mandatory.
As they should be.
You said what? You said where?
Where?
Well, I know when I went to the gym today, I couldn't get in there without my mask. So
that's because your mayor got COVID.
Well, I know that, but she your mayor too because you live here.
That's your mayor. I have very mixed feelings about Keisha D. Lance Bottoms. I was rooting for you, and then during the riots, she disappointed me a lot. She protected her interest over the interest of her people, and she continued to do so, especially with her legislation. So I have difficulties with your mayor.
All right.
And that's just that on that.
All right. Are you wearing masks when you go out?
I am.
I'm not
Lord Jesus. Why you not?
Fauci told me, I mean, you can, but that's not really doing much. And then, who was the other doctor? I keep on forgetting his name. Hey, even Merkel is talking about, I mean, masks are great. And she's a scientist from, what is it, Germany. And she's talking about, I mean, it helps when we're out, but really social distancing is the thing we should be doing. I just was like, so basically none of y'all know nothing. And y'all had me constricting my airflow. And then the mayor got COVID. So what am I, why are we doing this? Now y'all gonna try to force feed me a vaccine that they testing on little babies in New Guinea. I don't got time.
Have you been social distancing, or have you been going to clubs and parties?
Oh, I'm not going to clubs, pause. I was supposed to actually be going to Florida this weekend with some friends and to Panama City. And then once I saw that they closed the beaches, I was like, so why are we going? They still went. And I was like, okay, so when you come back, I'm not going to see you people for like 21 days. 14 days is not, because I don't know why you're going. You're driving for 5 hours to go
sit in a hotel.
Right. Like, I'm not here for that.
Well, our friend on the lower level of the computer, he's traveling and going to bar mitzvahs and.
So let's be clear. I am in DC for my best friend's birthday. Just because he came to Georgia for mine. We didn't do anything. Like, it's literally, we've been spending time together as small groups. Because y'all know I'm not planning that go out and kick it. Like, Lord forbid, if he was like, hey, let's go to the club, it'd be like, okay, well, y'all be safe. That's really it. Because y'all know I'm not doing all that running the streets and everything. So we're still going like necessary places, of course. But like spending time with one person, like, again, within that social distance measure is okay. Like, we ain't about to again run the streets and turn up and all that, because it's at the time for that right now.
Well, Vic and his friend want me to go out to Bulldogs. I'm like, wait,
don't do it. That may be your demise.
Why y'all going to Bulldogs? For why?
For what?
I don't know. Bulldogs is the key, though. It really is. It's the key. It's the key.
It's the key to.
Oh, that 50 Cent is gay. I'm sorry. I'm reading these comments like.
I'm saying allegedly. I don't know nothing. Culture Club ain't attached to Olivia. Olivia is her own person, so she up here.
Olivia did not say allegedly.
Lord Jesus. Janelle Monáe as Storm. How do we feel? Yes or no?
I'm for it.
Go ahead, Quantel.
I'm saying, like, I'm for it. Like, no shit. I was okay with the idea of Halle Berry as Storm. Like, I think aesthetically, I think it was okay, but I think there was a large portion where that character was just written horribly. And I think that can be an issue no matter who they cast. Like, if it's a bad character written, I can only I can only do but so much of my acting. But I know we're past the point of having Angela Bassett be Storm, because I've wanted Angela Bassett to be Storm for decades at this point. I think Angela Bassett would be an amazing Storm. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm looking at the comment that Jamar just put up.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. But yeah, Janelle, I'm okay with it. I feel like, again, I think she also is at a place where she knows how we feel about Storm. I know, so.
I feel like she might know too, and I feel like she's probably in the know. If she's contacting Ryan Coogler personally to say, hey, if y'all thinking about bringing Storm to Black Panther 2, which only just makes fucking sense, that I'm down to play the character. I wasn't always sold on
that over. Help me help that make sense.
You said what?
How are we gonna cross that over? Help me make that make sense.
Cross what over?
Bringing Storm into Black Panther 2.
Oh, Storm is part of that storyline.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Oh yeah. Storm and Black Panther historically originally were married. They're married in, well, they're not married now, but they were married in the comics. Storm is from Africa. Black Panther is in Africa. So they met when they were younger. Storm helped Black Panther out. They became friends. They became close. You know, Black Panther is king of Wakanda. Storm is the queen of her tribe and the weather goddess. And so two birds of a feather fuck together, you know, eventually anyway. And so it was this big, huge marriage of two prominent, powerful Black mutants in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic, well, Marvel comic universe. And every mutant, including the Watcher, went to their wedding. But the wedding didn't last that long because of differences of opinion of how the X-Men should treat the world versus how Black Panther wants to handle Wakanda and all of that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I like Janelle Monáe as an actress now. I wasn't too fond of her from the beginning of her acting career, but she seems to be doing better. And so I'm kind of like here for the take that she would give. Out of all of the rumors that I've heard of people playing Storm, she's the only one I'm just like, okay, I can deal with that. But yeah, I don't know. Are you like a fan at all of Storm? When we say Storm, do you know what we're talking about, Olivia?
Like, do you understand the reference? That
Yes, I do. I just thought Storm was just solely X-Men. I didn't know there was a crossover to Black Panther, but that's also because I'm not big in Black Panther world. So I always knew Storm from the X-Men. So I didn't know that they interlocked in the comics and all of that. So that's great.
yeah, it's great.
I was thinking we were talking about Janelle Monáe as Storm, and they were coming out with another X-Men like movie, and then I'll be like, no, what I really wanted to do was I wanted to go in a different direction with Storm. I wanted it to be like Dominique Jackson, because I would be here for that.
Who's Dominique Jackson?
From Pose.
Oh, really?
Do you understand how dramatic she would be as Storm, though?
Yes.
That's the most dramatic Storm in the world.
It would be fun to watch.
But you know,
I'm looking up her. Really, her?
I'm not gonna say it because I don't have anything positive to say, so I'm gonna just leave it alone.
It would be fun to watch. Half of the reason, I'm not trying to be funny, but a large reason of why I watch Pose is for her reads. Whether they are scripted or whatever, when she comes in and gives me her read, like from episode 1, I was here for it. She was like, I had to push you out of the nest. I was like, I love her.
But she can't act.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't want to say it. Oh my God.
Her acting is horrible.
The only time I feel confident about her as an actress is when she's giving those nasty read moments. But that, like, everything else is a real miss. And I didn't want to be the one to say it. But thank you so much, Wes. Since he opened the floodgates so I could follow.
Like, wait, what are we talking about here? I don't understand. She got dissed on Legendary, and basically they kicked her off of Legendary.
Oh my God. I don't have HBO Max. I refuse to buy another subscription.
I can't pay for nothing else.
Just curious, thoughts on this? Recently, Phoenix Pride made a ruling that no LGBT plus police officers will be allowed to march in our Pride parade in November wearing their uniforms.
Fuck the police.
Okay. Well, there you have it. I don't know about that one. It's not fair for the cops that are LGBT, but they could be targeted.
Perhaps.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the cops, so I don't really care what happens or what kind of rulings they have for the cops.
Yeah,
I love Chris, but I don't care.
Jamar Wilson said he apologized for Olivia Curtis, as you clearly put it. What that mean, Jamar? Clarify.
Where we at?
Okay, so Jamar coming at everybody neck. Like, okay, good.
I apologize for Olivia.
Oh, I apologize for Olivia Curtis, as you clearly put it.
What that mean?
What that mean?
I don't know. Why y'all mad at Jamar? What he do to y'all?
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not either. He been coming on our neck though.
Okay. So I really thought it would have been cool to have Corday here again. I'm not sure where he is. I don't know. He said he was gonna be here at 9:00.
Well, nonetheless,
But
all he's gonna do is say that these fights are the most traumatic thing he's ever seen. He's never seen such violence in the world, and that these fights outweigh all of the other violence that's ever been committed to the Black people in the Black community.
Well, let's talk about it, because you posted something on your Twitter that was kind of like alarming to me.
I said, let me clarify real quick. I said Black on Black crime is not real, and I repeated it multiple times. Black on Black crime is not real.
Okay, I mean it is, but okay.
Again, can a Black person commit crime against a Black person? Yes, but any other time, white on white crime is just crime. A criminal is a criminal. No, crime has no race unless it's Black on Black crime. No one ever says, "Oh, there's a bunch of white on white crime out here. It's real bad." The Jew on Jew crime is really just taking the world by storm. Oh, but no matter what happens, whenever a Black person brings up an issue about anything, well, what about Black on Black crime? Like, again, Black on Black crime is not a.
But do you know? Well, I'm not gonna say where it comes from, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you where it comes from for me. Okay. We live in a world where we have to create a movement called Black Lives Matter. Okay, that's the world we live in. That world is not changing in our lifetimes. Okay, and so white people don't have to create a movement saying white lives matter. Asians, Puerto Ricans, none of them, Latin people, none of them have to create a whole movement to announce to the world that their freaking lives matter, which only means that Black people go through a lot in this world. So because we as Black people already go through a lot in this world, for members of the Black community, it makes it worse when we deal with infighting within our own community, when we already have to worry about creating a movement called Black Lives Matter. And so that's where the conversation comes up. And it's like, well, if you believe Black Lives Matter, then why are you killing each other? And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a victim of Black on Black crime. And because I wholeheartedly feel the way that I just described, us having to feel, I hold Black people to, I hold them to a higher standard. I just want them to do better. And what I mean by that for me is not shooting each other when we're going through what we're going through in this world. You know what I'm saying? Not fighting each other when we're going through what we're going through in this world. That makes no sense. I saw a video this week of for whatever reason, everybody came to Atlanta for July 4th weekend. And maybe because we're the only city that's really, really open. So everybody brought their ass down here. Everybody's in the clubs, no masks on. Everybody's having a great time, kiki-kiing, like everything is normal. And quite a few people that I know are in the VIP section, and out of nowhere, a fight breaks out. And I don't know what the fight was for, and I really don't give a damn about what the fight was for. But you can clearly see in the video, both of them did not need to interact with each other and get physical with each other, but they did. And there was a Black person recording them, because I'm pretty sure the person that was recording them was not white. And the Black person posted the fight for the whole world to see. Black on Black crime exists. And when I saw that video, I was like, where are all the white people fighting each other? I know it exists and I know it happens, but why don't we make that some kind of entertainment phenomenon? Why are we so entertained by our own people fighting each other and for no apparent reason? And then to add on to this topic, we got the shootings happening this weekend. You can't even go out and have a good time because we just want to shoot each other for no reason. And it's situations like this that occur over and over and over again that pisses me off with our people. And again, we're the only race that has to say Black Lives Matter, but we don't matter to each other. And that's why a lot of people feel that the way that they do. And I don't know why I was like, black on black crime isn't real. It sure the hell is.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead. Well, I would say, like, again, I agree with you in most senses. I don't agree. Black folks shouldn't be fighting each other. All these things are happening. When I think of black on black crime, I feel like that's always brought up in response to things that are happening. When we talk about, oh, police are killing us. Oh, but black on black crime. Oh, these things are happening to us. Oh, but black on black crime. And it always feels like that's brought up as a response to, or almost as like a rebuttal, like, oh, you can't complain about this because black on black crime is happening. And so I think that's where, to me, like that doesn't, like, that has nothing to do with the other. Like, they're completely separate. And also, I don't believe, again, none of these black people are out here fighting. They're not fighting and committing these crimes against each other because they're black. These black people aren't seeking black people like, oh, well, let me go find another nigga to rob, versus like, I imagine they would commit these same crimes against other races if they were in the vicinity. If I'm about to rob somebody for some money, I'm gonna rob whoever I see first. But I live in the hood with a bunch of other black people, so I'm gonna just rob them because they're here. Again, I'm not saying black on black. I'm not saying black people committing crimes against black people is okay by any means. But again, anywhere else is just crime. Any other time is just crime.
Okay.
So what we're tired of is crime against black people in general. That's very real. Crimes against black people, that's very real. I'm tired of that. But black on black crime, to me.
All right.
To me.
All right.
Look at Olivia.
So this is done by design. This is done by design because the system in itself, when we talk about systemic racism, we're really talking about how to manipulate, how to get people to move in spaces and do things that they want them to do and react like. So, Tulsa, Oklahoma was done by design. Rosewood was done by design. There was actually federal laws that were written on the books that when builders were coming in to create these spaces, like for suburbs and things like that, they would build homes. And one of the parameters on building homes was that they couldn't sell to people of color. They could not sell to black people. So those houses then would be built. They would give the builders all of the permits. They would give them the financing, and this is a federal backed project. But one of the things is that black people could not be homeowners. They couldn't sell to black people. Then on top of that, what happened is that they gave allowances to the people who actually purchased the home. So the people who purchased the home would buy the house for like $7,000, $8,000, right? Now we know inflation happens and we know property values increase. So now that home that you might have bought for $6,000, $7,000 is now worth $25,000, $80,000. Now years go on, that house might be worth $400,000. And in all of this time, black people could not obtain these homes, right? Now, the people who originally obtained these homes, they have children. They leave these houses to those children. So these children now walk into $400,000 and $500,000 worth of equity in a home that they can now use to pull out to buy more homes, to have access to putting their kids through college, buying a house, buying another house, buying a car, right? These are spaces in which black people are iced out of. Not only are they iced out of this, they are unable to build wealth. Also, while this is happening, other things are happening, like especially during the Reagan administration, right? They pump guns and they pump crack into our neighborhoods. Then while they're pumping guns and crack into our neighborhoods, they're also managing it. A lot of people don't know that the FBI and the CIA were integral parts, the government, in making money off of the crack epidemic. They took that money that they made and they financed different kind of programs around the world to have their superpower. While they're doing this, they're force feeding drugs into our community, and it's creating for us to do infighting because now we're addicted to this substance. They're also force feeding guns into our neighborhood. So now we're fighting each other because we're trying to get this addictive drug. We're all focused on fighting each other because we have access to each other because we can't have access to the houses that we're not allowed to be in. Then there's also another government program that allows for the woman to be able to only get government financing if she doesn't have a man in the household. So that's why that's why this whole single mother thing just rolls out of nowhere, because they decided to kill the Black family as well. So this whole thing is done by design. Black families not being strong, strong foundations, us not having access to wealth, all of these things are just triggers of a big bomb that will go off. And what will happen is we're going to continue to fight each other because the government, the people who are in power, who want to maintain and rotate their wealth and rotate what they have access to, are going to put it in place. And all we're doing is psychologically following what we can. Oh, don't get me started on the prison population. How basically we have this pipeline from school to prison. Oh, don't also forget about how it happened in California, where we literally had that 3-strike rule. And then it's also unfair because we would get picked up and they would just throw fallacious charges at us. So that's another way that you could get the Black man outside of the home in the traditional family, as a provider, because they weren't also giving a whole lot of jobs to women because women had to fight for that right as well. Unless you were a maid or a cook, you couldn't get in there.
But is there everything that you said was wonderful for me to listen to and adhere to and understand. But do we continue to allow that to be the reason why we just say, oh, it's another crime?
No.
Oh, it is what it is.
And excuse me, love you enough. And I know that you're a moderator, but you cut me off. So what I will say is we have to get to a space where we can understand it and we can expect and start to expect our brothers and sisters to do better. So now that you know better, you're going to do better. And hopefully you're going to challenge the people around you in the community that you have access to do better. But by sitting there saying, why y'all acting like niggas and da-da-da-da-da isn't helping the problem. We got to expect y'all to do better. Like, I get it. I understand that you were brought into a system that was designed for you to lose and for you to hurt each other. I get it. So now that I get that, I'm also going to challenge you to do different, because you don't be what they want you to be. Be different. But that's going to take time to unlearn something. That's going to take time.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Danica. That's my friend.
Come on, friend. Come on, friend. Can the truth be shamed if it's the truth?
Can the truth be stained?
Shade.
But that's what shade is.
I don't think shade is always the truth. Like, people can say things to you to be shady. It doesn't have to be truthful. But I also
is the lean into the truth of why it becomes shade. There is a lean into the truth.
I want the world to know that Olivia can be very, very shady. She can be very shady.
I am.
Baby, you need to have umbrellas and palm trees around me, honey. Yes.
Oh God. No, I don't know where I was, but something was said about somebody and it was like the truth. Like, let me just say somebody walked into the party and they were tacky. Like, look, you can clearly see that the color scheme of what they had on wasn't what it was supposed to be.
But that's an opinion.
So, somebody,
That's not the truth.
First up, to you.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, the two of y'all would have said the same thing. And so it was said that the person was, I think the comment was, they couldn't figure out what store to shop in or whatever to do better or whatever. And so that could be a shady comment.
That's unkind.
Were these like grown adults or were these like? That's my question. Like, I know at my big age, like I think I've gotten past the point where it's just like, oh, look at this bitch in the outfit. Like,
Martell.
Huh?
Come for you and your outfit if your outfit is inappropriate for the scene. So if you can, what I mean by that is if we are all at someone's house and you walk in with lingerie and that's not the party that we're having,
that's tacky. Okay, that's appropriate.
We're gonna have conversation.
And Martell would say something about it.
Versus just like, oh, well, this bitch just look a mess. Like, just because again, that's opinion. That's just, I don't like your outfit. I think your outfit's tacky versus, again, like going to a school, like going to a wedding. Like, if someone went to a wedding, came in with
wore white,
and it's not your wedding.
Part of the program. Like, they didn't tell you to wear white and your black ass showed up wearing white. You disrespectful.
Right. That's different.
Like, that's inappropriate for the scene. Or, if it's wintertime and you showed up in a bikini.
What part are you here for, sis?
Right, I got questions now.
I see y'all both being at the bar, being shady. I see y'all both being at the bar, being shady. I see it.
You don't see that for me. That's what you see over my life.
Oh, that's not shady. I'm gonna give you the read of the century. If you showed up and the attire was inappropriate, like if you're a white man, you showed up to a black party and you got on a Make America Great Again hat on, it's inappropriate. Or we're gonna read you for filth.
Context.
Right. Context. We're reading you for filth. Someone better. If you're a black man or a black woman and show up with a Make America Great Again hat, I'm still gonna be like, sis.
I mean, but the theme in itself is righteous. Make America great again.
With the red Make America Great Again hat on?
So it should be black?
When you do these things, your expectation is that you want conversation and
you're looking for a scene.
You want a scene, so I'm gonna give you what you're asking for.
So you're gonna be
I'm going to address it. I'm gonna get into the ring with you because
you want to make a scene, I'll make a movie.
Scene. So that's what we doing, ma? Sis.
This is the place. The time.
When was it great?
For who?
Help me.
For you specifically.
You are your ancestors' worst nightmare right now.
Rolling in the grave.
And on that note, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Culture Club.
We're done already?
Yeah, I only had those topics.
Oh, we didn't have Corday to be the contrarian. That's the problem.
Okay, because look, otherwise we'd still be on topic too. We'd still be on topic about the Atlanta fights.
But not only that, I usually have like 10 topics. I only had 6 this time. So we're at the 50-minute mark, and usually our shows are like an hour 30. So with quite a few more topics, and you and Corday going back and forth, the show would be
Who you say you? Who you coming for?
Olivia.
No, he was at my they was besties last week, if you don't recall. Last week it was hand in hand, and I was appalled. Like, first off, not Olivia. Secondly, I felt like they was coming at my neck, and I'm like, again, not Olivia.
I mean, there were some things that I'm gonna agree. I think we can be now. And sometimes you just gotta pivot.
I definitely would agree that on what Corday, on how Corday feels about the black on black crime, because I feel the same way, because I was a victim of it, and I don't. The difference between me and the rest of the black people is I don't excuse the behavior. And I don't say because we are stuck in a systematic, oppressed system that we only can afford the project, so we got to kill each other. And because we got the guns, we're gonna shoot each other. And because they smoking and doing their drugs and the stuff on the corner stores, then that means we can't come out the hood. I don't subscribe to none of that, and I'm never gonna subscribe to any of that. And at the same time, I still feel like we can do better because here we got Miss Olivia up in the skyrise apartment looking down at bitches. I'm sitting here in a newly remodeled house, and Mr. Martell is over in DC flying and flying whatever and however he wants to do it.
But you gotta understand.
Are we out here beating black people up and shooting black people because we oppressed and we down and Donald Trump is the president and cops are killing us all? Nope, we're not. So if we can do it, y'all can do it.
No, and that's not the case. We have different kind of access, and let's be very clear. If my mama didn't get with my daddy, I'd be all types of high yellow. Let me explain why. My mom and my mom's side of the family, all of them is high yellow and have high yellow privileges. So it is it's very different because my mother's father, they are not Caribbean. They're very, they're from the South, and it was if you lied it in a paper bag, you get all of the privileges. There was a lot of passing that happened, all of that. That plays into some of the access that my ancestors had, as well as what followed on and allowed for some wealth to be possible. I do have non-melanated family members. I know, I'm so black. I know you just would be like, huh? Like, I have non-melanated family members who are like not that far removed. I'm just gonna leave it like that because I'm blackity black. Anyway, so I say that to say you can't use me as an excuse or like as a representative of that, because my family, we are comfortable, and a lot of that comfort came from access because of our closeness to whiteness.
Okay, well, I'll take you out of the example. That's fine. I'll keep myself in because I'm from the projects, contrary to popular belief. People wouldn't think that I know what the projects are, but I'm from that. And my mom was a single parent. Like you said, they created this program where the mother couldn't get no assistance because the black man couldn't be in the house and all. Well, I'm from a single parent household as well. And I think I've done pretty well for myself. I don't. Let me just say, I've never committed black on black crime because my mama was single and raising me, and my mama did drugs because the drugs was in the neighborhood, or I didn't have access to tuition for college, or all of those problems that the black people have. I had all those problems, and I'm still not out here shooting my people, and I'm still not out here beating my people up in VIP sections at the club during the pandemic. So what I'm saying is we cannot allow for these reasonings on why the black people are where they are in life to be the reasonings on why we're killing and shooting each other, because it doesn't have to be that way, is all I'm saying. You can clearly go a different route. That's what you can clearly do it.
I don't have access. Not if every time you turn, you're broken down or you're beat down, and you feel like the only way that you can get something is by taking it from someone. And it's easier to take from someone who looks like you than it does from people who are oppressing you or part of the system that is oppressing you.
Yeah, and then you also remember every so many different walks of life. Like there are how many people? There's like 450 million people in the United States. Like, so when you think about just the Black people, everybody's walk is different. So just because you were able to make out of that, somebody unfortunately was not. Because again, I got like 7 brothers and sisters, and I'm the only person who's successful.
So basically, what you're saying is we give an excuse to the Black people that beat
We're not.
We're not giving you an excuse, but
some of what you were able to do and accomplish, Wes. Sorry, some of that is luck. Let's call it what it is. You were lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time to be able to get the situations that you got, and that's facts on facts. You were lucky that your personality able to open certain doors. You were lucky that people started to feel you and they was like, oh, Culture Club, or oh, Wes's channel.
No, but see, here's the thing. Here's the gotcha.
I'm not taking anything away from you and saying that you don't have a good product, but some of that is also right place, right time.
My life didn't change when I started YouTube. My life changed at 17 when I decided to move out of my mom's single parent household and got 3 fucking jobs, and I worked my ass off. That's when my life changed. And so even still, amongst all the trials and tribulations of the world, I was still able to make my life move in the direction that I needed to. And me getting a transfer from Massachusetts to New York didn't happen off the strength of luck. It happened because I was a good ass motherfucking worker for the company that I was working for at that motherfucking time, and they knew my worth. So it is what it is.
No, you thought, because the same situation could have happened, and the reason why you didn't get that job is because Thomas over here, who is white and who's related to the cousin of the manager, really needed to get a job. So again, right place, right time, and nobody was going against you. There's a lot of situations where the same scenario, but that person doesn't get the transfer. Why? Because they don't have the look. They don't have what they need. So some of that, right place, right time. Some of that is a little bit of luck. I'm not discounting your abilities. I'm not discounting who you are. I am saying that in addition to that, some of that is luck, and you have to be able to like bow down to that. There's certain opportunities that I got, and I'm clear that there were other people who were just as great as I was, but I was just right. I just beat them to the punch because my appointment was before theirs. So they just made the decision before the next person was up. And that's just regular. Now imagine if you put me against another counterpart, a white counterpart, who they have a look for the way that they want that job to go. Half of the reason why I got a lot of the banking jobs I got is because they put me in the hood. If I
mean, that's your story. That's not mine. That's your story.
But that's the same thing, Wes.
No, it's not.
To say even with how you're.
What could happen is she could put LUCK over her head and she can wear that crown. But no, we're not placing the crown over here on me, but we just not doing that. And that's only because I know my story and I've lived my story. And Sir Tony Ross, she could be right for you, where you say luck is a big part of it. Luck could be a big part of y'all's story, but it ain't a big part of mine because of the simple fact that I made it on the other side.
You better watch
what is and hard work.
Because
hard work.
The energy.
Hard work.
Like,
you gotta work sometimes. You gotta get to work. You gotta work for it. You gotta do the work.
Work for it. But also in working for it, sometimes it's the right place, right time.
And so here's what I will say. Everything that you're saying does apply to some people. It does.
So it does.
It ain't over here though. And there's no application on me at all. Okay. But what y'all are saying does apply to those people where they like, ooh, I want this job. I want to get this job, but the white person get it because they white. Or, ooh, I want to get this job, but they still don't get the job. Yes, all those problems and problematic issues happen in life. I'm just saying, don't. But
they don't happen to you.
It don't, and it didn't. Okay. It don't, and it didn't. Period.
Okay.
Period. Period. Pooh. Period. Pooh. Period. Pooh. Because I could have made the decision to be like Jerome and Joaquin, doing drugs, staying on the corner.
Raven.
My mom is not working, or my mom, she on welfare. Oh, they ain't got the right schooling system here for me. Oh, I'm gonna suffer. No, I didn't do all that. I did not. So Joaquin and Jerome still in Hartford, Connecticut, still wondering why they still in Hartford, Connecticut. Not Wesley. Wesley moved. Okay, and I made sure that I was able to do so by putting in the work. Yes.
Okay, well, anyway,
The amount of work for you still speaks to the issues here.
I'm gonna eat my sea moss right here.
But I love you, friend. I love you. You're so adorable.
I love you too, and I'm hopeful that you don't have to eat your words. Because you haven't seen enough Black movies, obviously, or haven't been around enough Black people to experience how your reasoning and your sentiment is so far away from what a lot of people. You're boxing in your experiences and thinking that is, a brush across all of the situations and scenarios that happen.
No, I acknowledge that there are some people that can't get out, but I'm still going to say this. Because we could just simply agree to disagree on two parts. But what we can agree on is that, yes, there are some people that can't figure out a way to get out of their circumstances. And because of that, they choose to make decisions that aren't the best for their community. Cool. But does that make it right? No.
No one is saying.
It doesn't. And I just want to finalize that point, that no matter what your life or condition is.
Did it, and I didn't hear Martell saying it either, that we were excusing the behavior. You keep on using that language. What I'm saying is that I understand it, and what I tend to do is approach my people in a different manner to say, hey, I get it. And I also want to help you do better. See, the difference is that you're attacking, but you're not offering solutions. One of the solutions is, let's say here, like, can you find a community program or something that the kids can do, and they can still be able to build, financial wealth for their families other than selling crack. I think you have to have one of the most entrepreneurial spirits, or so intelligent for you to be a drug dealer. Instead of selling drugs, like, why is it that, okay, I got one for you. Here's one. How many times do you stop to buy the water or buy the candy from them little boys who are outside for like 7 and 8 hours in the hot ass sun on the corner? How often do you buy from them?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
How often do you buy?
I never want water or candy.
Okay, so you never want water or candy. They accept Cash App. Why don't you just give them $5? They're trying to do something that they can earn wealth and they can help their family. That's not wrong. They're not on these streets trying to rob, steal, or harm anybody. They're out there with their entrepreneurial spirit of showing how they can make a difference in their family. How come you don't support that? But you're expecting them not to shoot each other. But what are you doing to feed into their community?
That's just like somebody saying to me, Wes, I think your show is great, but I'm not going to subscribe and I'm not going to support you. And I'm not going to support your. Matter of fact, here we go. There are over 1,000 people of contacts that I have on my phone, and maybe only 2 of them are subscribed to A Connection TV. So let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
But you got out of
Hold on. Wait a minute, sis. Wait.
My question. You're creating a new topic.
No, I'm answering your question.
Why don't you buy from those young kids trying to pull themselves out of their community. Why don't you financially?
So first, okay, so you gonna let me reply?
No,
let me reply. How you want? You want me to give you the answer you want? That's not how it works. I'm not gonna give you the answer that you want.
But you answer the question.
I'm not gonna give you the answer that you want.
Question you want to answer.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question. Give me the opportunity to answer your question. Okay. So number one, am I to just assume that these boys are strung out on their luck because they're using their time to sell water and sell candy? No. Okay. I'm not going to subscribe to the stereotype that because they're out there that they have it hard. I'm not going to do that. They may think that, oh, this is a great way to get more extra cash. Maybe that. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm just saying. Number one. So I'm not going to subscribe to that mentality because what you were saying was, why don't we help them get out of the situation that they're in? I don't know what situation I don't even know if they're in a situation. First off,
they're entrepreneurs.
Our community doing a good thing. Why don't you support that? They could be doing other shit. They are doing something that's positive, that's income for their family. They could be millionaires. But the fact of the matter is,
they're not selling drugs.
They could be doing something different.
And I think that's great. I think that's great. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day,
what? No.
At the end of in the beginning, in the morning, everyone's not going to support what it is that you're doing. Just like everyone doesn't support AKNationTV.com. And so because of that, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue to excel and propel and do what it is that I'm doing.
What are you doing to help curtail Black on Black crime, especially with our youth? This is a way that you can feed into your community. If you want to be, I have a problem with Black on Black crime. What's your solution? What's your solution, friend? What are you doing to pour into your community? I'm going to tell you right now, every time I see them little boys out there, you got Cash App? If they say no, all right, young man, let me help you out. Most people don't carry cash. I need you to get a Cash App. If you don't have a Cash App, get your mama, your aunties, your cousins. Tell them that they need to open up a bank account. Show them, have them go with you, and you go with them to the bank so that you can learn how to open up a bank account. And the next time I come around here, I'm going to give you $20 just for your efforts.
Rock on, sister. Rock on, sister. If you're doing that and you feel that it is creating change and all that, rock on. I'm not going to take away from that. I'm not going to take away from that. If that is the way that you're deciding to help the community, I'm not going to take away from that.
About a solution, because you're talking about excuses, sir. Why are you making excuses of why you're not feeding into your community in a positive way in order for you?
So the conversation is going to end up going somewhere, and it doesn't need to go there, because nobody on this TV, nobody in these comments is going to tell me that I don't give back to my community. That's one. And two, nobody's going to tell me how I should give back to my community just so that they're happy. We're not going to do that though. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And Miss Olivia and Miss Martell, I love y'all both. But what y'all not going to do is tell me what I need to do when I know that I do more than half these motherfuckers on this goddamn entertainment system, period. So
you have to do anything. No one's telling you what to do. It was a question. The question was, what are you doing?
You more than me. I guarantee you don't.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But here's the thing. First off, what we need to understand is, Olivia, you ain't got to do a motherfucking thing if you don't want to do a motherfucking thing. That's point blank, period. I'm subscribed to, I don't obligate you because you're Black that you have to do something. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's your life, live it, period. But if you decide, let me finish this week, please. This week, let me finish. If you decide that that's how you want to help your community, then rock on with yourself. But again, what's not going to happen is someone telling me what I'm not doing and what I should be doing, because that's not the correct conversation to have, sis. It's just not.
Let me tell you
something.
Not.
But I don't believe she told you what you should be doing.
That's all she told me that I should be knowing.
Second, Martell, give me a second. Friend, I love you enough that I'm going to push you to be the best self that you can be, because then I wouldn't be a good friend. Friend, I'm going to challenge you to get to the carpet. Friend, if you're going to make these kind of comments talking about this is the things that you don't like about your community, well, friend, I'm going to ask you and challenge you, well, what are you doing to correct that problem? What is your solution? Because arguing about it and complaining about it is great. We need to hear your opinions about how you feel about that. But what is your solution? Because if you're not going to be a solutionary, then you're not allowed, in my opinion, to have a complaint. So I'm going to bring you to the carpet because you're my friend. And I'm going to tell you, hey, you don't have to do what I'm saying to do, but find something to do.
That's basically what you're saying, though. That's basically what you're saying. That's what you're saying. What you said was, if I'm not buying water or candy from these kids, then I'm not helping these kids.
You're not providing a solution. This is a solution. This is a solution to help what you don't want to see. If you could come up with something else that actually will directly impact that, I'm here for you.
I mean, I don't know how many countless conversations. Well, let me just say, you don't know how many countless conversations I have with my gay youth that hit me up every day on the daily. Okay. Every day on the daily, thanking me, asking me for advice, asking me to be their mentor. So again, what we're not gonna do,
So again, but I think what he was saying, what
talking about when you're talking about black on black crime.
They're black gay youth. Was that your question? Was that your question?
Are those the ones who come to your mind when you think about black on black crime? You think about the black gay youth?
No, what I think about is my community. What I think about is my community, and that's my community right there. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, well, I talk to the black gay youth, but that's not who you're coming to mind when you're thinking of people who are doing black on black crime.
Why isn't it though? Why isn't it?
Who said it wasn't?
You just said. I don't know why.
Why isn't it though? One of the examples that I gave where the black people were fighting in the VIP section was black gay men in a club. So
that is the
why are we taking gay out of it? I don't understand.
You said that, Wes.
Mark, I'm gonna stop talking because clearly he ain't hearing what he's saying to him.
Wes, you literally just said that. She asked you.
Anyway, so apparently I have no idea what the hell y'all are talking about, and y'all have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just dumb.
What are you talking about?
Stupid. I'm lost. I'm idiotic. I can't understand English.
No,
and it is what it is. I suck. I'm a horrible person because I'm not buying water from the black kids on the street, and I'm not buying candy from the black kids on the street. So I'm not offering nothing to the youth.
That's not what. No one said that, Wes. But you're saying these things.
I'm not offering nothing because I came out of the hood and made something of my life. I'm not offering nothing but excuses, and all I'm doing is complaining. So hey.
Wes, keep putting these comments up that you've been putting up the whole time.
Right. You don't want to put them comments up.
Because, like I said about Olivia and Martell, none of these people know my life. None of these people know my story. And it is what it is.
Wes!
Friend, you mad, friend?
Nope.
Yes, he is. I'm going to tell y'all America. He knows. I'm going to tell y'all worldwide web.
What would be mad was I would have shut this down a long time ago, because I have the ability to leave.
I thought you was about to,
and I would have done that, a long time ago. But at the end of the day, I was trying to. The only reason why I stayed on here was to come out of this with some kind of agreement. But I don't think it's possible because I'm lost and confused. And
there can definitely still be an agreement. So ultimately, her question just was, again, we talked about black on black crime. I clearly said, I don't feel like black on black crime exists. You feel like it does. So the question was simply, what can be done to help impact that? So we talk about how, again, these black kids are out here selling drugs and shooting people, but there's other black kids who are out here selling things and trying to be entrepreneurs. So she helps those black children that way by giving back to them. I very much do the same thing. I will, like, okay, I don't want any little waters, but here's a couple bucks. Like, I want to impact that way. I really do want to. I hate kids, but I also know we can fix kids. We can build kids up and we can train them to be better people. Adults, I can't worry about them. So she was just simply asking, what do you do? Like, how do you impact that? Like, what can you offer to impact those same people to be better people so we don't have black on black crime? Because our generation ain't gonna change at this point. So, but we can help the next generation.
I have a question. So, okay, all of that sounds great. But so here's my question. It's not funny. Because I don't buy the water and because I don't buy the candy, what are we saying to that?
No one is saying that.
I answer that question. What are we saying to that? Because that's where the argument started from.
No, that's not the argument. You're missing that argument. We're not saying that. What I initially asked is, I asked you, what things are you doing? You have an issue with black on black crime. What solutions or what things are you putting into play that you're curtailing that because you made a complaint? Now let's see, how are you being a change agent? I brought up an example of, hey, well, do you do this? Because this is a way that you could. I didn't say it's the only way. I didn't say it's the way you must do it. I said, this is one way. Come up with a solution. How are you impacting your community so that you don't see black on black crime? Because if you really come from a space of understanding that, these are all of the things that create difficulties for the black community. So what can I do to help so I don't have to see this? That's what I'm saying. So what are you doing? You said you're talking to the black gay youth. The only reason why I was like, okay, I hear you, but let's talk about that. When you're talking about the black gay youth and you're talking to the black gay youth, are you thinking of those people specifically? Do those people come to your mind when you're thinking about black on black crime? Because if not, then you're just creating an anecdotal conversation for us now, but that's not really hitting the root of what you want to address. That is why I said that. Because talking to the black gay youth isn't problematic and it isn't a problem, but if it has nothing to really, if you're not really trying to touch on this black on black crime, then that, for instance,
are you saying that gay people aren't a part of the black on black crime?
Let me just finish.
Is that what you're saying?
Let me just finish.
No.
Let me just finish to bring my point home. I counsel and talk to young girls who've been trafficked. That is not a direct impact on me assuring that black on black crime in my community is averted. Me talking to them is to position myself to help another case of women empowerment, women feeling like they're not alone. It's really addressing that aspect. I'm not really thinking that me talking to these young girls who've been trafficked by family members and blah, 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 directly affects the black community from hurting and harming each other. It's not, they're victims of something. And so what I'm trying to do is try to help them build up self-confidence and trust in other people. Can it have some pouring into black on black crime? Sure. But that's not a direct reflection. Like, those two things are not it's not a direct line. What I do know is if I feed into these young boys on the corner, they have less of an opportunity. Once they see that this thing is working for them, they have less of an opportunity to go out and consider something else beyond this, because they need to see this thing work. They need to see that them selling water can actually be financially lucrative above selling poison to their community. See how that the train, it works. It's a direct line. Okay, I'm done.
I just think that that's not the only people that need help with regards to black on black crime, because when black on black crime happens, These aren't just people that are affected by everything that you said that those people are affected by. So no matter what, if the person is black and you see them in a situation where they could potentially harm another black person, I think that if you have the ability to encourage them not to, it should be done. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
But what's like what foundation?
It can come in so many different ways. I mean, it can come in so many different ways. If you're just coming from the background of let me provide a better environment for them and let me show them that their business is thriving so they can get out of such and such. That's not the only way to affect it. It is a way to affect it, but I don't think that everybody that commits black on black crime is living down and under on their luck. I just don't think that, because I know that that's not the case. There are some people that do have it better than the next, and they still shoot each other and they still beat up each other. So black on black crime doesn't just happen from poor blacks that are suffering and don't have anything. That would be very ignorant for any one of us.
Do the statistics, sir.
I'm sorry?
Do the statistics. When you have more access to resources, more access to education, quality education, more access to learning about your own history, you have more access to mental health access and healthcare. You're less likely to like run amok and be chaotic. Not to say outliers.
But what about the people that still do though?
Those they're considered what we like to call outliers.
But they're still black. But they're still black, and it's black on black crime. That's what we're talking about. They're still black, and it's that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about the people that are down out on their luck.
Environment you come from. There's a Jeffrey Dahmer in every freaking race. There's a Jeffrey Dahmer. It exists, but statistically, Jeffrey Dahmer is like 1 in 100. We're not talking about like the Jeffrey Dahmers of the world. We're talking about your everyday black people.
The Daquans and the Marquises.
Correct.
So the people down out on their luck and that don't have much. We're only focused on them.
What? Yes. We're focused on trying to.
And that's what so it makes sense to me now, because that's where y'all are coming from, and I'm coming from a whole. I'm talking about a whole as a black community, period. Because of the simple fact that I was a Daquan or whatever we want to call it, from that rough, no shit out of luck kind of neighborhood, and didn't see a way out, wasn't taught anything. Didn't nobody buy shit from me on the corner when I was young. None of that was given to me. I had to literally figure it out on my own.
Wow, so you
and make it happen for myself. And so I feel like the problem with this conversation, or what was the problem with this conversation for me, and period. When I had this conversation with you the last time on Culture Club, and I'm having this conversation with you now, what happens is people fail to realize that Wesleys exist in the world. And even though I come from a background of single mother parenting, drug in the household, rape in the household, physical abuse in the household, no encouragement to go to college, no one teaching me anything of system of value or anything like that, had all of those running against me, had all of those negatives against me, because my mind allowed for me to figure out it on my own.
You expect everybody else to do.
And so I made the decision to leave everybody behind. I made the decision to get out of that state, and I made a decision to figure out a life that will be suitable for me, not only as a black man, but as a gay black man in this world. Okay? I don't think, and what was problematic then and what's problematic now is how we're like, okay, that was luck, you did it, okay, but there are millions that can't do what you did, so, oh well, what you did was great, and okay, but what about the Daquans of the world? That's bullshit.
So basically, what I think is that you don't recognize that everybody's not like you, Wes. Everybody does not have the
But
same.
here's the thing. I've said that already. I've said that already.
Well, you are a very small percentage, and the fact that you don't feel like it's necessary for you, that you have that gumption, you have all of that inside of you. Not everybody's like you. Why not help that person who doesn't have that? Who feels like, because see, what's also ingrained in us, if you watch TV, if you go to the store, if you do anything, is that you're also not good enough. So you have a certain level of confidence that is unique when constantly you were in the same environment, you were in an environment that was rough. And then you're also being told, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. By all the different types of media and things, they're telling you that you are not good enough. Most people buckle. I'm here for you, friend, that you weren't buckling and you did not buckle and you got yourself out of that.
And I'm not even, so what I don't want you to do, because what I'm seeing in the comments now is like people are saying, so because you figured it out, everyone should do the same. That's not what the fuck I said. That's not what the fuck I said. That's not what the fuck I said. Okay? So let me reiterate. Let me reiterate what I'm saying. Because I'm not understanding y'all apparently, and y'all ain't understanding what the fuck I'm saying. So I will say it again, and I will try to speak English this time so that Danny De Laurentiis can understand what the fuck I'm saying. Okay? This is what I'm saying. Do not take anything away from what I've done to be where I am today.
We're not.
When you said it was luck, and when you said, oh,
also have to respect
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, all I am saying is, one, don't take nothing from the small percentage. I think Wes is addressing a small percentage of black people. Don't take nothing away from the small percentage of black people that are figuring it the fuck out. That's all I said. And that's all I am saying. I'll say it again for the people in the back.
Make sure you
don't take away from the small percentage of black folk that have figured it out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Wes, I feel like you definitely.
Luck does not take away from your work and what you have the ability to do. Nobody said that. I even emphasized and said you are fantastic, and you have to be able to recognize that there is a piece of that which is right place, right time. That you just happen to be the right place at the right time with the skill set that you had, that things opened up for you.
So basically, should I believe that I'm at this is a legit question. I'm asking a legit question here. Absent of me and everything that we've talked about on this Culture Club tonight, my question is, should I believe that no matter how much work I put into something, that luck is always attached to it if I'm successful?
No.
Yes, I am saying that to you. Yes. That as much work and as much effort that you put into something, there's always an element that you will never control. Ever. You can't control everything. You can't. You could have the best intentions and you want to throw out the backyard party and you got everything together and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, it's fucking raining. And it hadn't been raining for how many months or days or whatever. And there was no weatherman report that rain was even in the horizon. And then boom, your event got destroyed because you weren't preparing for rain, because rain wasn't even on the forecast. These are the kind of things that I'm talking about that are elements of things that you will never control. There's always a percentage of anything that you do that there's nothing you can do to control it. And that is where that luck that we're talking about. It just happened to be right place, right time.
Okay, and so
right circumstances.
Okay, and so what I can say to that is we can just simply agree to disagree on that particular point. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not gonna get berated in the comments. I'm not gonna be so that I'm hating black people because I'm agreeing to fucking disagreeing with what Olivia Rose said, right? We just can agree to disagree. She feels that way, I feel this way. Am I okay, America? Is it okay to have my own mind?
You're welcome to have your own mind. And if you are walking the line or towing the line, I should say, of, I feel like it's excuses for people saying black on black crime is because of resources and access and things that they have access to. If you're going to toe that line, I'm also going to challenge you to say, so what is it exactly that you are doing to curtail that? That was all the argument was about. What are you doing to create a solution to counteract that? Why is Martell frozen in the same happy space? Like,
because am I moving? Y'all don't see me?
You are frozen, boo.
No, he's
Oh
frozen.
my gosh. I have a whole wiggle.
He's moving.
Oh, okay.
At the whole time just
because I was really just like, I can't believe this even got this far. I don't understand how it escalated this way because it's
so I have a big problem with black people telling me that I'm anti-black. I have a big problem with black people.
It was designed that way, honey.
So y'all are a part of the problem then if y'all are choosing to stay in that design. Y'all are a part of the problem. So I'm gonna say that is where my energy got heightened because what happened on here tonight? What happened on here tonight?
Hate yourself.
Huh?
Done by design for you to hate yourself.
Well, I don't. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people had tonight, is that I don't hate myself. That's the problem right there. Okay? So Martell and everyone else on here, I'm shocked that people actually agree to something I said. Wow, I'm shocked. They don't agree with Olivia. Oh my God, you know?
Who agree with you?
A couple of these people saying that luck is not a part of hard work. So I'm shocked. Wow, that's amazing.
All of y'all are lost because no one said luck is against hard work. I never said anything like that. What I said was you can put all the hard work, you can put all of the well-planned intentions as you want.
No, but that's what you said, though. That's what you said. That's what you said, though. That's what you said. I heard you. That's what you said.
I can hear myself.
No, I'm just treating y'all like y'all treated me earlier.
I can hear myself.
I'm just treating y'all like y'all treated me earlier. That's all.
People are confused.
No, that's what you said. No, they're not confused. That's what you said. We all heard you, Olivia. We all heard you. We all heard you.
If people are confused, let me help you again. You can have all the plans that you want. You can work very, very, very hard. You can have all the skill sets that allow you to win in a certain space. And there's still an element you will never be able to control. I gave the whole example with you're having a backyard event and for whatever reason, there was no rain in the forecast and your event will not go off or not do well if it's raining and it hadn't rained for months and months on end. There's no forecast for rain. And then out of nowhere, there is rain on your event date and now it can't go as planned. Yeah, that's called an element you can't control. And NECA, just so that you know, the reason why I said he doesn't hate himself, what the fuck, I am saying the system is designed for us to question ourselves, for us to hate ourselves. All of us have some kind of insecurity. Please, it took me years for me to love my dark skin, my richness of who I am. It took me years. And there's certain times where it's challenged and I have difficulties standing in my truth. But it was done by design. We are often fighting our indoctrination into American society that is systematically racist. I don't expect West to be like saying certain things that he's not saying because it's done by design. I'm waiting for my friend to come across the street a little bit, but I'm patient enough to be like, I still love you, but I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm gonna wait for you to come across the street.
Yeah, I can easily in my 38 years living on this earth be quite okay with the backlash from my community because I've dealt with it for a very long time. I dealt with backlash ever since I came out snapping my fingers. I had to deal with backlash from my own community. And I'm going to continue to deal with backlash because I'm going to continue to whip my motherfucking head like it's great. That's not a problem for me. I don't have a problem with that at all. But what's not going to happen in my 38 years is for someone to tell me,
Boo, you got
listen, hold on, boo. Hold on. So I'm just not gonna let nobody tell me how I should feel and what I should do and this and that and the third. And if I'm not doing it, then I'm anti-black and I'm not for the black people and I'm not doing enough. No, we not having those kinds of conversations.
Nobody is saying that, but I understand your insecurity of you feeling that, but nobody is saying that. But
I don't. But see, that's the thing. I don't feel that. So there's no sense of insecurity over here, boo. No, and what I think is, what I know is, through all of the comments that happened earlier, that's where everybody thought I was going to go. They thought I was going to go into the sucking place because Wesley is mad and he's upset and he's not posting comments. I'm neither of the sort.
Because not Martell, not Olivia said
I'm neither of the sort.
Olivia and Martell did not say that. So obviously somebody scratched the nerve and that pushed you out of your box. Because
what happens, I'll explain it to you. I'm still in my box, but I'll explain it to you. What scratched, I'll say scratched, or what probably, now I'll just say blew hot breath on my nerve. What blew hot breath on my nerve is that I was speaking English to what appear to be intelligent folks on the screen and in the audience, and we weren't acting intelligent enough to understand the words that were coming out of my mouth.
So you want to go
the hot breath on my nerve got agitated because I was like, I'm not understanding why, if I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y'all are hearing 17, 18, 23, and 29. I don't understand it.
But Wes, even if we look into that, if you're saying something, and it's not just me and Olivia, people are in the comments still, if they still feel
I'm talking to everyone.
Yeah, I'm talking to everyone. On the same place that we all what you're saying. You're saying
to everyone. Because just what happened to me earlier is what just happened to Olivia just a second ago. And Olivia was like, well, I don't care, y'all confused because I said what I said and this and that and the third and blah, 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 blah. So it's the same shit.
No. What you're not going to do is I was replying to you. I was not replying to the comments.
Well, I'm replying to everyone.
But the comments,
period.
What I was explaining was they don't have to agree with me. They don't have to agree with me about luck. That's their business. Maybe is not a part of their vernacular and they don't understand the word that I'm saying when I'm saying luck. So I'll say different things like.
So you're calling the audience dumb?
Opportunity.
My audience dumb. I said perhaps the word of me saying luck is not appropriately placed in their vernacular to understand what I'm attempting to get across. What I'm getting across is circumstances. I like to call that luck.
Yes, Danica. Danica, that blew hot breath on my nerve too. That blew hot dragon breath on my nerve. Yes, it did, Danica. Yes, it did. Because at the end of the day,
stop it and pull up the comments. You will whack for that, friend.
No, it is what it is because I felt personally attacked. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing to tell me that I'm not doing anything for the community? I'm like, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Because there are 103 actors that work with aconnectiontv.com, and only 3 of them are white. So I just don't tell me I'm not doing enough for my community. I'm not hearing none of it. None of it. And I don't give a damn if I'm buying water or candy or not. I don't give a damn if I'm buying water or candy or not.
Don't be mad at me because you talking about apples and we have an orange conversation. If you want to talk about orange juice, we can talk about orange juice. You want to talk about orange?
I love orange juice. I drink it all day long. I drink it. It's so good.
We're not going to talk about apple cider.
It's so good. Apple cider is bitter. We're not connecting that to me. I can't drink apple cider. I'm not just taking one shot before I go to bed of that.
Orange hope. You can talk about Florida. You can talk about where oranges is normally produced from. You can talk about that. But when you're talking about apples and apple juice and Wisconsin, and we talk about oranges, I'm gonna come for you, friend. I am.
It's fine. You can keep coming.
Because
It's a great orgasm. I'm glad I gave you a great nut tonight because you kept coming. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Martel, are you still frozen? What
Martel has horrible Wi-Fi.
I don't know why y'all saying I'm frozen though. So y'all can't keep moving?
His faces are hilarious.
But y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. We just
y'all can hear me, but I'm just not moving. Taking me out, like.
Yeah, I gotta take you out so you can restart.
Oh my God, but y'all can hear me the whole time.
Yes.
That's all that matters, because my words are what impacts the people. That's all that really matters.
You ain't say nothing the whole time. All you did was co-sign Olivia. That's all you did was co-sign her.
But because what she was saying was all that needed to be said.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Oh, trust me, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. That's one thing y'all gonna have to realize, boo-boo. I stays very comfortable.
Honey.
Very comfortable. Through my hard work and determination, I am very comfortable. Through my hard work, minus luck and determination, I am very comfortable. And for all the Black people I have helped, even though I'm anti-Black, I am very comfortable.
You seem very bothered.
Wes, I have never seen you act like this before.
Thank you.
I'm not acting like anything. I'm not acting like
bothered.
I'm not saying you're bothered. I've just never seen this before. Like I don't feel like what was being
Olivia knows. See, the thing is, she egging on because at the end of the day, if I was bothered, this would have ended a long time ago. So
I don't know why you feel like you were attacked. Why any of these things? I feel like there was just questions. People were just asking questions for understanding and clarity.
No, and that's fine. Like I said, I could sit in the realm of asking questions for clarity, but I can also clarify quite well. And regardless of whether or not you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, it will be clarified quite well. Regardless if one understands me versus 50, I'm living my life for me. So it is what it is. I'm gonna stay on my side of the road, and they can keep driving in their car on their side of the road. Hopefully, it's not a rental. I'm driving in mine, so it just is what it is.
You tried it, friend.
Who's next? Olivia, are you in a rental?
I'm not in the rental. I'm about to get off, bitch. Shut up! Don't come for me.
I'm like, whose neck is this? Like, what? Whose neck is he on?
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
This was real cute.
This has been something.
But what's hilarious is he was about to end it about 45 minutes ago, but then the spirit that touched that man over there.
Yes, it was that hot dragon breath. That hot dragon breath that came through my computer and whiffed. I got a whiff of that, and I said, "Oh no, I need to come with some Febreze and fix this because it's not gonna work on the show."
See, your solution is Febreze, not brushing teeth.
I will hope y'all already do that.
Is that the shit you're trying to ask about?
Y'all already do that.
Like
I will hope y'all already do because I don't see no hints of yellow coming from y'all screens.
No, no. But that's your solution. Your solution is Febreze and not like.
I'm just talking about the smell. I wasn't talking about the plaque or the decay or the missing tooth. You got missing teeth? Are all your teeth there?
Gingivitis is a direct connection of not properly. So instead of hitting the root, you want to do Febreze. You want to mask the smell. I'm just.
Danica. I believe it's Danica, right?
Yes, Danica.
I think another thing. I'm gonna tell you, Danica. The reason why things are hot and heavy is yes. I can tell your work ethic is very important to you. It is because I have family members that still decided to stay in Hartford, Connecticut and not amount to much of anything for themselves. So when this conversation comes up all the time, I know people in real life that are choosing to stay where they are, even though I've offered guidance and help and money. So it is what it is. But no one's gonna come for my work. They're just not.
Oh my God. I can't. I love my friend.
Wes, the work you do is wonderful.
Yes, I love my friend.
Apparently y'all don't think so, but it's okay.
We've never said that. I've never said the work you've never done is wonderful.
All of my work I do is luck. It's all luck. So
No. First of all, what you're not going to do is ever say that I didn't think that you have great talent. I've always been rooting for you. I've always said that everything that you do is dope. I even, you be making me wanting to act into shit, and I'll be like, I'm not an actor, so we're never gonna do that.
I do act in your shit.
No, I said he wants me to act in certain things, and I'll be like, but I'm not an actor, and I'm not.
I know, but I'm saying I do. So I know I support Wes because I'm on this company.
This is not my judge. This isn't my judge. But I did do certain things when you asked me to do it, and I was just like, just give me small lines, like 3. Like, I don't want a lot. Like, I just don't want.
I think it's very important that as adults, I'll speak for myself because I don't want to speak for y'all. As an adult, I feel that it is very important that I make it known that hard work and determination can change your life for the better.
Absolutely.
I feel like even though I am a small percentage of people that were able to make it out, I had the mental fortitude to want to make it out. And I made that decision for myself. Do I believe that everyone is capable of doing that? I believe everyone is capable of doing it. I just don't think a lot of individuals feel that they are. Okay, so it is a mental thing because the mind decides your life. I feel that. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for Martell. I'm not speaking for Olivia. On top of that, I am a big proponent for Black lives, period. I'm going to add on to that and say I'm a huge advocate for Black gay lives, period. Okay, because I am a Black gay life. All right, I am a Black gay person living in this world, and I have to fight my Black community for me being gay, and I have to fight the world for being Black and gay. And so on top of that, I just think it's very important that I let individuals know that a better life is possible if you put forth the effort and the work and you want to obtain and get to said life. So that is just going to always be my message. And for those of the individuals that feel that they are stuck, that feel that they cannot get out, or whatever the case may be, and need some sort of guidance and or want some sort of advice or whatever, you can always hit me up. It is what it is. That is my closing message. Martell and Olivia, do you have a closing message before I end this Culture Club?
I just truly, I'm frozen again. Am I frozen again?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. I just truly just thank everyone for always taking the time to come watch Culture Club, where, again, we don't always agree, but we always have a voice and a message, and it's so important. Everyone's thoughts and opinions are so different, intricate, and that's what makes us all individual. And I'm so thankful and so blessed for that. Because, some of us, we all go through different things in life. So, again, continue to just come and pour with us and share with us. I don't have any special message for the people per se, except to make sure you stream Flex on all music platforms. And follow me on social media at Martell Star.
All right, yes. Ms. Olivia?
What? What?
This was a dope conversation, though. It most certainly
was.
It most certainly was. Mm-hmm. You have three strong personalities on this panel. Yes, indeed. And not one of them are wavering because we're not. Because we're not.
We're not waverers.
Well,
Because we're not.
because it's just gonna continue and you know, elongate this conversation, and that's what we don't got time. It's time.
We don't. We don't. But I'm glad y'all loved it because I love being the villain. It's beautiful. I'm
Stop,
glad
Wes.
when Corday is here, I can sit in my heroic seat. But because Corday is not here, I had to play the villain, and I have no problems playing the villain. I feel like Corday would have been 2 versus 2 though. I'm really mad and upset that Corday was not here because it would have been 2 versus 2. But I can stand on my own.
Can you?
And first of all, let me clarify, Wes.
Let me show you.
I'm not against you.
Let me show you. I'm standing.
Wes, I'm not against you, nor have I ever been against you.
Yeah.
Olivia is either.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
It's kind of like, is it people watching this?
Anyways, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching Culture Club. Deuces.
All right, y'all. It's me here by myself again. Make sure y'all go ahead and stream Flex on all digital media platforms. Martel Star. Make sure you follow me on all social media at Martel Star. Make sure you go ahead and hit me up on Cash App, $ Martel Star. Y'all know how I get down. Look, they gonna let me stay up on here, so I'm gonna stay up on here. So we can be here up all night. I don't know exactly what happened or where we went wrong. I can attest to that. But I mean, it is what it is. All in all, it was a very good conversation. Tune in each and every week, every Thursday for Culture Club. We will continue to have these. Maybe next week Corday will be here and he'll say some stuff out the way. Olivia gonna be out here preaching for the Black people, preaching for the women of color, preaching for all those people. So we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm gonna be here just to make y'all smile and laugh and say some kind and sweet things. Every now and then I may have to argue with a buttfuck if we got to, but I mean, whatever. More importantly, though, again, stream Flex on all music media platforms. I'm shooting our video next month, so we make sure y'all want to go ahead and watch that. Y'all can actually go to my YouTube page right now. Just type in Martel Star, watch all my music videos, do all that, okay? Again, I'm in DC for the weekend, celebrate my best friend's birthday. Shout out to Donald. If you need a photographer and you in DC, look up at Work with Donald, okay? Do it all. Shout out to my bays. They still watching. All my entrepreneur friends, y'all keep doing y'all things. If you have a business, if you are a Black business owner, all business owner, independent business owner, go ahead and put yourself in the comments so we can shout you out or whatever. All that good stuff. Most importantly, though, again, stream Flex on all music platforms. Was it iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, wherever, YouTube, Flex. All right. Thank y'all. Love y'all so much. I'm about to head up out of here now because I'm going to be up in here forever. I'm sure y'all probably leaving by now. All right. Bye.